to have a great show today. We have a young lady coming on. Her name is Renee Washington. And I know there's a lot of stories in here about women in softball. And A60 is bringing that to you. We want to keep the pressure on you guys. Got to keep that heat going. I know a lot of us need that. So we're going to have her on, and it is going to be great to have her on and giving her side of the story. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hope everybody is staying safe, staying well. I appreciate all new listeners, all the old listeners. I'm asking everyone that watched this video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Chopping Up with A60. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Chopping Up with A60. That's where all the videos go besides Facebook. Also, I need everybody to share, like this video that we're about to do today. So I need everybody to share and like this video that's going up today with A60. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm in a great mood. Still doing some planning for the event, the A60 Presents softball event in July. We're looking to do something great. We're looking to do something positive. We're looking to do something real good with the ladies as well. Hopefully we can make that work. We got a lot of people in the building. Renee got some people in here, man. I don't know what's going on. She is a superstar. I can't get everybody in here. Let me see who we got in here already. Oh, man, we got my man Doug in the building. Got a couple of my homies in here. Calf, what's up? Matt, what's up, boy? Tomorrow, I got you. Larry, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? My girl Janice is in the building. Delroy, yeah, you see I had to represent, man. I had to wear the pink today. You know what I'm saying? We got a star. We got a female star in the building. I got to represent. Texas Rebels. Yeah, we got all flavors. We do everything. Who else we got in here? That's a good question for Doug. How's your day? My day's good. It's beautiful. I woke up this morning. That's all I can ask at the end of the day. I woke up this morning. That's all I can ask. As long as I can wake up, I'm great. Randy, what up, baby? Hey, Randy, I'm in the batting cage, baby. I can't wait to hit that knuckleball, fam. You're talking real reckless. I'm getting ready for that knuckleball. That's all I'm letting you know. Chili Mo, what's going down? What's going down? We got a few more minutes before we bring in the guest. A couple more minutes. People, if you want to leave a comment or ask a question for Miss Renee, please do so in the comment box. I'll try my best to get to it. Okay? Don't be out here asking no personal questions either. Ask us some questions. You better get ready, Randy. You better be out there practicing. I don't want your arm to fall off. We got 9 people in the building already. Ooh. Please, everybody that's on here right now, please, please, please share this video. Share the link. Share. All right. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping Up with A60. Come on now. Show the love. Let's do it. Let's share the love. Let's do it. Please, please, please. Let's do that. All right. 2 more minutes to game time. You know how you get ready for that game? You're excited. You can't wait. Yeah, that's how this. I feel like about this interview. I can't wait for this because I'm gonna try to get down and dirty on some of these questions I'm gonna ask her. I want to see if she's gonna tell some secrets. I'm gonna see. Miss Renee don't realize, we go way back. We got family. Munch Magic. Val. We got family. I've been around them. Maynard, Jacob. We go back. That's my family. So, and I heard she was on that Gates Avenue side. I was on Gates and Troop. Between Gates and Troop. That was where I lived at, 600 Gates Avenue. They didn't even know we was down the block from each other. Okay, who else we got in the chat? All right. A lot of people get mingling in that chat room. I see it. A lot of mingling in the chat room. That's good. That's good. Yeah, Gates Avenue, Gates and Troop, Gates and Troop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to bring in our guest of honor. Played on multiple teams. Don't know how she did it. She played on multiple teams, and I'm just going to name a few. She played with the Sisters. She played with BK Rose. I know that's Brooklyn Rose. She played with Lethal Weapons. She played with Chappies, and she played with Pierce, Team Pierce. Sound like my last name, but a little bit different. But more importantly, she's here to set the record straight. She's here to voice her opinion about the women in softball. She's here to be a voice for some of the women that don't speak up about softball. I say they're very much well needed in this game, and I respect what they do on and off the field. And it's going to be great to get the women's side of the story on the A60 show right now. So, without saying too much and doing too much talking, let's bring on the guests. Let's welcome Miss Renee Washington.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain. It is what it is. It is what it is.
First of all, I just want to start off by saying thank you for having me on the show, especially during this pandemic and all the things that people are going through in Texas. We support you guys, even though we're not there physically. Our hearts and prayers are with you guys. And I just want to give tribute to some of the people who helped me out and who are no longer here. I can't name all of them, but I wanted to name a few before we get started. Our sister Laverne, our big mama Dolores, Judith, Pam, Yvonne, Maxine, old lady Margaret, Martha Lee's wife. We used to call her old lady Margaret because she was much older than the rest of us, but played a damn good second base. Okay. Karen, Cookie, Knox, Breeze, Big Bird, Kaiser, Dinky, my god brother Steve Jokies, Mr. Irv Brown, Boomer, the Kill Squad. We had our own Kill Squad. Mr. Hill with Big Daddy, James, and Dave. Nip and Sip Club, Popcorn. Nip and Sip Club, Big Ed. Popcorn with the Sculliolios, Butch, Harold, just to name a few. Big D, Marvin, Chappie, Bob Slade with the Kiss Lovers, and Mr. Rosado with Latin Souls. So those are just to name a few.
Oh, well, I appreciate you getting that out there because they definitely need to be recognized if they was important, even if they wasn't important. But I think you reaching out to them and letting them know that we don't forget and they'll never be forgotten. So that's good. I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing that. So let's go down this memory lane. Where did it start with you in softball?
The way it started with me in softball, I started late, really. I was 19. I always played softball with my cousins. We used to challenge other blocks. My cousins lived on Hancock and Knickerbocker. I have two cousins the same age. My mother's sister and my mother's brother's wife and my mom were all pregnant at the same time. So we were like triplets. I was born May, my cousin was born August, and my other cousin was born September. And when we got together, please, that's when Myrtle Avenue back that way was all white. We used to do devilish stuff. We used to challenge the white boys in dough fights. They had a dough factory over there, and the dough gets hard. When the dough gets hard, we used to take garbage can tops and go challenge the white boys to dough fights. And in the wintertime, we challenge them to snowball fights. So
That's crazy.
that's how I grew up, playing sports. I just love sports. So I'm speaking from my point of view. I can't speak for all the women, but I can tell it from my perspective. I just love to play sports. So like I said, I started when I was 19. I was walking through 309 Park. I was going to McDonald's, really. McDonald's was on Kosciuszko and Broadway, and I was cutting through the park. I saw a women's team playing out there, 2 women's teams. So I said, oh, let me look at this, take a gander at this. So one of the teams, Karen at the time, she was pitching with the Blues, and they were playing against the sisters. And she was walking the batters around, pulling the ball in, walking the batters around. And I was just shaking my head. And I was standing next to Mr. Knox. I didn't know him. He was just standing there. I was standing there. So I was shaking my head going, So Mr. Knox looked at me. He said, you play ball? So I was like, yeah, I play a little bit. So he said, you think you can play? I said, I could do better than her. I wouldn't be walking all those. So he said, huh? He put me in the game. So, and we won the game. Okay, we came back and we won the game. So Mr. Knox said, can you be back here next week this time? So I said, sure, I'm not doing nothing. So next week I played. He had a uniform for me. It was Restoration Blues. We were called Restore Blues. All the old people was, Shirley, Butt. We had a whole bunch of people, and we wound up playing and beating the sisters for 3rd place. And that's how it started off. So Bubby Brown, Cheryl Brown, Bubby Brown from Restoration with Lou Andro and Big Bird and Breeze out of there. They had a Restoration. They had a storefront center right there on Ralph Avenue by Halsey. And they wanted to take some of the people from the Blues, but they didn't want everybody. So what they decided to do, like they do now, is they just come up with another team that they was gonna make. So they decided they were gonna make the team the Eagles. And from the team the Eagles, you had to try out for the Eagles. And they were gonna pick some people from the sisters and some people from the Blues to make the Eagles. But eventually, in their mind, they was gonna steal us from the Blues to put us on the sisters. It worked, okay? So we wound up going to the sisters from the Eagles, and I wound up working with Bubby, Breeze, Big Bird, Lou Andro, all of them out of the center when I was 19 that summer, and Blinky. And me, Blinky, and Bubby ran clinic, the softball league for the children, and me and Blinky umpired. And then we ran clinics for the girls because they didn't know much about softball, and the little boys, if they wanted to come. We didn't shut anybody out. And that summer, we gathered up, helped Bubby write material and stuff for grants to get us more money, other than the money we were getting from Restoration, so that we can get more equipment and we can enter more tournaments and leagues as the sisters. So that's how it started out.
Okay. What parks did you play in? All over, or just particular parks? Because I know
in the beginning,
the men played in. Okay.
In the beginning, we played in. We practiced in 309 always, and we had little scrimmage games in 309 and money games in 309. And then, but our league game started out with Amboy, in Betsy Head and BRC.
Okay.
Yeah. So we played against Galileo and a big money game. Popcorn had a nice group of young guys who could really play, even though they were young. They were like 14, 15, 13, hit, and they could feel practice against. But every now and then, one time, people talk, and we had a money game. Park was fish packed. We beat them for that money game. They beat us sometime, but we won that money game. And
how much was that money?
Butch, Pigeon Toe Butch, Big Butch. He also had a team,
Big Butch.
And we would scrimmage against them too. And that's how we became better, though.
Right.
Blinky would hit balls and shots to us, and Steve and shots to us. If these hit balls and shots to us, when women got up there or females got up there, we was like, piece of cake.
Right,
Piece of cake.
Right. How much did y'all win in that money game?
I don't remember.
Oh, there you go.
That's
you go. I don't remember. She said, "Nah, I ain't telling y'all what I got. I ain't telling y'all about that paper." So now that you're out there practicing out there in 309, you're doing your thing. How did you get to Brooklyn Rose, or was there another pattern to get into that team?
Oh, well, playing comes in stages. I think playing, well, for me, playing, like I said, when I was a teenager, and Virgie, our coach, Blinky and Teaspoon, John. I do a little work with the ball comes, but put me at third because I had a strong, and I would always overthrow first base. Way in the back, almost out the right field, and Virg on my arm down, taught me how to do that hop and step. It became accurate, and third base is mostly where I played, even though I wanted to play first. Kept my glove up though, in case they found somebody else to put at third. It was very good also. So, but ages, like when we were teenagers, which was like a figure for a lot of us, because some of the girls, they were 10 years old, so that's when we say sisters. We were growing up as sisters. Okay, so some of us were 10, some of us 12, 14. We were all in that age. We were growing up like that, and
right.
Like I said, Virg was that father figure and stuff in when we were teenagers. Then when we got married or whatever, we was moving up. Virg still when we was teenagers. So like Virg, you know how your teenagers rebel sometimes. They're like, Virg, we don't want to hear that. When the coach and stuff used to throw him out, we was like, yeah, throw him out the game so we could just do what we need to do and don't have to listen to him, And then later on, after we have kids and stuff, then it's another factor of how we have to play. So when we went to parks, when we had kids, we made sure we dressed them in the blue and gold, right? So we could see them. Like we send them with one bigger child, he keep a lookout, or she keep a lookout for the rest of them, and they know not to come between those yellow lines unless they were bleeding or somebody was really bothering them, And we put that blue and gold so we could see them. And it worked fine when I went with Rose, because Rose was also blue and gold. So we just went from there. It was funny how I went to Brooklyn Rose, because I wasn't really looking to go to Brooklyn Rose. Regina was the one who got me to come. He said, come on, Renee, we're going to travel. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You're going to have fun. Get away. Send Junior somewhere else and blah, blah, blah. That part. So I was like, all right. And with my, the way I tried out for the team, Pete gave me a tryout to see how I fit into Brooklyn Rose, and we didn't have anybody else show up. So it was just my son and myself, and my son was 10 years old at the time. So my son, he was playing baseball, so with Latin Souls. So he put on his gear, and he had his glove and stuff, and we were at a dirt field, and I had my gear, and so when I tried out, Pete was hitting me shots at first, and I was throwing the ball back to my son. Whip it, pow! And my son was eating it up. Pow! I was like, how many people can do this? Work out and try out for a team with their 10-year-old son. So Pete was amazed. He was like, oh, no. So he tried. So he tried me out at first. He tried me out at third, and I'm whipping the ball, picking them up, whipping them to gym, and that's how I got started with Brooklyn Rose. He was like, damn. And that was it.
That's crazy. How did you manage your family, home life, and play softball? Because I know that must have been very difficult. That was the thing. When June was about 5, I put him in Greenpoint Little League. Everything was cool there because they had coaches to teach them. They knew what they were doing. I would try to schedule my games around or tell Verge to schedule around because they had big games in the morning or on the weekend or something like that. We wasn't playing early in the morning. So that worked out. And Angie, my sister, who played shortstop, she would come to the games with me sometimes. If I needed somebody to pick them up, then I called one of my cousins and would come pick them up or something and bring them to me or whatever. So I had a nice people. But I wanted to be there for his games, especially when he was starting out. And come to find out when BB from Brooklyn Rose, her son Karan was playing. And after Greenpoint, she told me about Latin Souls. And you had to be the 6 to 9 was the Pee Wee. So when I put June, my son, into the Latin Souls Pee Wee, guys didn't know what they were doing. So the guy was telling my son to do, like I don't know everything in baseball, but I know a little bit more than what he was saying. So I was like, I talked to Mr. Rosado. Mr. Rosado said, well, if you know better, then do better. I could use you as a coach. So I said, bet. So I coached the Pee Wee A's, and BB was coaching. The same thing what happened with her son Karan. So BB coached the Red, I coached the A's, and for 2 years, those 2 years, we went against each other in the championship. So she beat me both times, but I had more little new starters than, but it was good games. It was good games, and Mr. Rosado will always brag. Rest in peace, Mr. Always brag. I got 2 women coaches coaching my Pee Wee teams, and they make it to the championship every year. So he would brag on us all the time. Wow. So y'all was putting pressure on a lot of the dudes out there. So look what I got going on over here. Y'all dudes can't even do it.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I know that had to definitely, put strain on a relationship when you play a sport that you love and you have your kids. And some people tend to get jealous of the simple fact that you're doing that because they're not doing it. Was there ever any conflict in the household? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, my ex-husband, he played ball too. So at the time when I was married, he played ball. So it was no problem. He played with the Renegades and the Cowboys. You might know him, Wash. Yeah. So it wasn't no problem there. Problem only came when after I got divorced, that I couldn't find somebody. If I had to go to my game and June was playing the game, I I take him to his game, stay for a while, or stay, and then I have to leave to hurry up to make my game. Then who's gonna bring him to me, or how am I gonna get back to him? That's where the networking of people came into effect. So, which worked out.
Right. So now that everything is worked out on that side, as far as the relationship, let's get back into softball. What team did you play with the most, that traveled the most, and where did you guys travel to?
I think Brooklyn Rose traveled the most. Verge did what he could, because then when we were younger with Verge, we would go to Waldorf, Maryland. That's when we met big girls out in Maryland. I mean, Al, huge. Them women were huge, and they hit that ball hard. One time, Tracy, our center fielder, she had to go out almost into the woods to get a ball, and came back showing the ball, right? But we would make the trip to Maryland every year, and that was good. And then we started making the trip to Newburgh every year with Verge, and that was good. Those were the two big events traveling with Verge, other than we would go, to different tournaments within the city, the 5 boroughs, and New Jersey. We went to a couple of tournaments in Jersey with Verge. We played in one tournament. I forgot who we were playing against. It was the best 3 out of 5. We went down 2 games straight. We had to come back the next weekend to finish the tournament, and the other team booked some type of party or something that they were going to do right after they beat first game. That's what they thought anyway. We won them that first game. We wound up beating them that second game, and then we had to play the third game. And we should have won the third game. Our back catcher didn't hold on to the ball at the bang bang play, and she dropped the ball just like a league of their own. But she dropped the ball at the end, so she dropped the ball at the end, and we lost. Yeah, so we lost at that. But we had some good times. I remember another money game that we had, and me, Bita, my god sister Bita, and my cousin Judy Mena. We went and we had a big money game against the Rebels out in Red Hook. I think it was Sunday, yeah, because we went on a boat ride Saturday night. And we went on this boat ride, and everybody that we ran into happened to be betting on the game Sunday. And they kept asking us the same damn question. What are y'all doing hanging out? I got money on y'all tomorrow. What are y'all doing hanging out? I got money on y'all tomorrow. And lo and behold, we Verge in the boat ride. We didn't even know he was going to be at the boat ride. So Verge is at the boat ride. And then people were getting on Verge to tell us home. like he was our father or something, right? So Verge said, they grown. I can't send them home. I'm going to send, we got money on that game tomorrow. But it was a big money game out there. That game we beat the Rebels. I think we beat them something like 5-0 or 9-5, something like that. But after we played that game, we usually hang out in Red Hook at that Sunday. We took our ass home and got some sleep.
Y'all was done. Y'all was cooked from the night before.
Yeah. But I just want to say that when we did travel to Red Hook, like I'm saying, like Angie was like 10, Tracy about 12. Angie and Tracy were about 12 or 14, and the rest of us were a little older, like 19. When we traveled to Red Hook, we wouldn't have much money, and we know we want to eat, we want something to drink. So when we got on the train, Gates Avenue, Judy, we would take naps, and Judy would sing, right? She would go up in the cars singing on the train, and that's how we made our chump change to buy us some 6-pack beers.
Hold up. Stop the presses. You're telling me y'all would get on the train and Judy would get up and down and start singing like the like you
Yes,
see the homeless people
yes,
be doing that. He was
yes,
doing
yes,
that.
yes, yes. We started that.
That's hustle. That's a hustle's mentality right there,
Yes,
boy.
Judy would sing in different cars when we would go in the Red Hook.
Oh
And we
my
would have
God.
money, 6 packs. We would have money for Angie and a couple of other people to have Franks and sodas, and for us to have Franks and enough money to come back home, and enough money to put in our kitty if we wanted to do something else later on that evening after we went home and took a shower and came back out. So we hustled.
That's
Yep,
gangster.
that's what we would do.
That's gangster. That's gangster. That's hustle mentality all over. I don't care what nobody says. That's hustle. That's hustle 101.
Another hustle that we would do, Lorimer
Okay.
Park. That's when Lorimer Park was cement before they changed it to dirt. Angie was 10 or 11, 12 the most. Angie was our shortstop, Angie Gonzalez. And about her arm, she had a cannon. And we would bet men, grown men, that she could throw them out. They didn't have to hit the ball. All they had to do was swing at home plate. And Verge would hit the ball to Angie. Angie would come up firing and throw them out at first. And we would bet that she would throw them out before they reached first base. Okay? $5 a try. $5. It was early 90s then. $5 a try. How we made more money for beer. Kept
That seemed like y'all had that hustling type team, man. Y'all had the hustling. Y'all had a 101 hustle. Y'all was hustle women. That hustle, man. Y'all hustle women. Y'all was hustling everything.
Angie, that's a true story. That's a true story. Angie would gun down the guys, and the whole park would be like, wow. When we would make money for 6 packs galore.
Oh my God. Now, I heard of another team that was pretty good too. T's Angels. Did y'all ever play them?
Yes. Oh, all the time. Mr. T, and that's where we met Regina, BB, Alma, a couple of other people that he had. We would come head to head with them in BRC. Most of the time, I think I don't know the record, like, 5 out of 4, 4 out of 5. But in BRC, most of the time we beat them. And another team that used to give us trouble, remember Jimmy? I had the horses.
Yes, that's from Chappies, am I correct?
Right. No, yes. Jimmy from
Jimmy.
He was out in Brownsville. He had a team called the BaPas.
He used to wear a cowboy hat too?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
He had a team called the BaPas. And we were playing out in BRC at the time. They for some reason they jumped right on us. I mean, like bam, 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 bam. They was beating us 5-0. Bam, bam. And it was like 5th inning. And they started talking smack, right? It started raining. So we had to go inside the center. And it was just gonna be a sun show. We knew it was gonna be like 5-10 minutes, right? So afterwards, we was waiting for the field to dry. They got outside and they were feeling their oaths. So they were like, sisters, come out and play, just like the Warriors did in the movie.
I remember that movie.
Just like the Warriors, they was hitting the ground with sticks and all kind of stuff. Sisters, come out and play. So Jimmy kept yelling at them, stop, don't do that. Don't get them upset. We already winning 5-0. Don't get them upset. When we came out there, nobody had a smile on their face. Everybody just picked up a bat. It was our turn to hit. Everybody just picked up a bat. I think we ran through the lineup twice. We wound up beating them 9-5. 9-5.
Wow.
So it was like, and Jimmy was like, see, I told y'all, why couldn't y'all just let it win be a win? No, you gotta come out there and talk.
He wanted to win. They out there trying to get the fire started. Wow. I just want to let you know you got a lot of people in the building. You got Chili Mo, Coach Peterkin is in the building. You got Miss Jones in the building. Delroy, Reg, Larry, Magic is in the building. Magic want me to ask you a question about.
That's my god brother.
He wants me to ask you about games in Queens and how scared the little white girls were.
We played a couple of games. Well, we played. Bird had us go out to DVD 65 over there by Queens Boulevard. We played in a pizza and beer league one time. But and then we played in Skillman. Skillman was an epic journey, not epic whole situation. Because in Skillman, the lights in the middle of the park were out. Couldn't see. So if you played third base, there was a light at third that was on, and there was a light at first base that was on. It was a light out in right field a little bit. It was dim, and center field and left field had lights. Okay, but if you picking up a ball at third base to throw to first base, when it went across the pitcher mound or across the diamond, the first baseman could not find it. All right. So you were like, pow, there you go. So that's when and Pete, mostly played Skillman with Brooklyn Rose. Pete would say, Renee, you playing first base. Every time we went to Skillman, I had to play first base. So it was like when Tanya told me the ball from third. So it's like, I wish the ball had like a tracking system on it, but you would have to look and you go, there you go, catch it over there. Pow, there you go, catch it up there. It was, but it was like that for both teams. So you couldn't say anything, you know. So if we going through it, they going through it. And most of the time, the white teams out there, they would always, you know, they try to do a little betting and stuff like that. Like Joe said, Magic said, they were scared. But we had one white guy that was out there. And every time we hung out after the game a little bit, you know, talking about the game or whatever, he would come over and bring us a 6-pack or 2. Because he said, every time y'all come here, I tell them, they always say, because the game started at 6:30. We would roll up like 6:15, 6:20, because we got to travel to get there. And we got to pack up in like 2-3 cars. So when we traveling to get there, we all coming together, but we're going to get there, you know. So we got 15-minute grace time. We got 15-minute grace time. So if we pull up at 20 to 7, we still got 5 minutes grace time. So the white guy would always tell the people around there, he said, I get bets from all these guys out here, and I know they're going to bet against you. He said, I tell them, they're going to pull up 5 to 10 minutes in about 3 cars. They're going to throw around a couple of times. They're going to get on the field, and they're going to whip your ass. And that's what he would tell them all the time. So every time after the game, he would give us a 6-pack. He said, because I bet on y'all all the time.
Wow. Somebody said you was called the Twisted Sisters.
Who said that?
Somebody, let me go back in there. I will find it. Michelle James.
Oh, Mimi. That's Mimi. That's my sister, Mimi. She played with us. She came to the team when June was born. So that's how she always weighed how long she'd been a sister. I was a sister since June was born. So that's Mimi. She live out in Charlotte now.
We on Facebook, Elba. We on Facebook. You gotta go Facebook Live. We on Facebook, but you're on YouTube, so you can see it. It's the same thing. So you all good. You're in the house. You're in the house. You're in
That's
the
my
building.
god sister. Hey, Beta.
Reg wants to know the guys that they played in Waldorf, Maryland. Who were the guys that they played? The guys. Who were the guys that they played? in Waldorf, Maryland, if you remember.
Who Red didn't play? Or
Yes.
who we play?
He said,
Who we?
ask her
Some
who
women.
were the guys
We were
that
near
played in Waldorf.
Black Horse, the Black Horse Inn. I remember that's where we used to eat at Waldorf. Yeah, the Black Horse Inn. I don't know what women they found to play. I don't think they were a team. I just think they found some big hitters and people who could field a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Mimi. The team you played was Twisted Sisters.
And who she saying we played?
No, yeah, I thought she was saying you guys were Twisted Sisters, but she said the team you played were called Twisted Sisters.
Yeah. Oh, the Twisted Sisters. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
but I don't, like I said, I name who they were, but
let me. So hold on. Is he saying
tournaments when I got to Brooklyn Rose? That was nice. When we got to travel, we went to Virginia. We went to North Carolina. We went. Thelma played at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, you see that.
Played at League.
Yeah, I saw that Yankee
Championship
Stadium
game was at Yankee Stadium. I think I showed.
Yeah, you put a picture there. I saw that picture
on my pictures that I posted on Facebook. With that big, we had fun out there, but they thought we was gonna play and take it. But we took that and we showed them. But the championship game was at Yankees. And we had a good time.
That must have been that had to be an amazing
stadium. At Shea Stadium, the old Shea Stadium. When I was a sister, a charity event with the Mets Wide, and we put a little thing against the Mets. They couldn't play, so we didn't. It was all in fun. It was for a charity, but we got to be up. It was cool.
I think your internet is cutting in and out because you hear you and it's chopping up.
And then we played Kingston also. They had in Kingston. That was
a women's league out in Kingston.
That was cool. Yeah. When we played at Kingston, we had more of our neighborhood on our side to see us play. And a lot of the people then was like, we didn't know y'all play ball like this. A lot of people, when they see women playing, they think women going like that, or catching play or something like that. They don't think of women.
Your internet is going in and out because now I can't even hear you. Why don't you log out and log back in?
Yeah,
Lo-
we hear you. Can
Yeah,
you hear
but
me?
you're on my. I hear you now, but you're going in and out. So a lot of people, like it's kind of hard to hear you because you got it's like static going back. Not static, but like I would say log back, log out, and then log back in, and then I'll still be here, so you're not missing anything. I'm still live. Just log back out and then log back in.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be on live. All you're gonna do is just go out and then click the link and come right back in. All right, we're just gonna make sure we get the technical difficulties out the way. I want to make sure you can hear her clearly, so we're gonna pause for a little bit. But I see a lot of questions that's in here. See my man Wap is in the building. Yeah, the Magic Jinx, the Lopez. Soon as everything start going right, man. She must have had that same cat. Oh man. Yeah, she sent a nice photo, man. The photo was crazy. You guys, we was playing out there with Big Russ, and the sisters was playing as well. We won the weekend tournament. Okay. Oh, she's not done. She's coming back. What? I mean, what you mean? Every time I get on with the Lopez, I was sitting there, and every time we get on with the Lopez, that's exactly what happened. Just saying. What? Did I get that message? Are you saying yes now? I need confirmation. There she goes. How's that? You hear me? You hear me? Renee, you hear me? Uh-oh. Renee, you hear me? It ain't no phone. She's on her computer. She's on her laptop. Yeah, but I can't hear you.
Yes.
I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Okay, now it's all red. Hello? Let me see. Now you back on. We ain't going nowhere. We got time and energy. We're going to get this interview done. We got time and energy. Do not worry about it. Renee, you might have to switch to your phone. Uh-oh. She jumped on a different angle. Okay, let's cut on that.
A yellow, like a warning thing. It says this page is not responding on my laptop.
Yeah, I got you. Turn your phone to the side. See. Bingo.
Okay.
You good. We all right. We back in the building. We all good.
All right.
See, it's good when you got multiple devices. That's what you can do.
Yeah. I probably can go on my desktop too, but that take a minute to set up.
No, you're fine. We got time and energy. It's your day.
All right.
It's your flowers.
Okay.
Look, Delroy said you had the Obama phone. The 2 times that I tried to get Magic and Munch on here, Magic had a cat going around in the background. It had no static and all that.
I put my dog in her kennel.
He kept going in and out. And I'm like, Magic, what's going on? He said, I do not know, man. I don't know. So It was
Yeah.
just funny, man. It was just
Hmm.
funny when y'all got him. He said, "Look, there you go, there." I said, "Yeah, man. Every time I get the Lopez on, man, they always everything get messed up. The
Yeah,
family."
that's why I put my dog in the kennel. I locked her butt up.
Oh man.
Hmm.
Um, and I think where we left off at, we was pretty much talking about Yankee Stadium. You guys played in Shea Stadium.
Right, right.
That's dope accomplishments.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this question: did y'all travel with the men at times? Like the men had a team, and then girls had a team, so y'all went together. Did y'all travel together and play in the same tournaments or different tournaments?
We used to travel. We traveled one time with the brothers. I
Mhm.
forgot where we went to Philadelphia. I think they used to go to Philly. Um, we traveled. Who else we traveled with? I know when I played with the Kiss Lovers, it was both men and women on that team. We used to play at the prisons. We played at Bedford Hills twice, and we played at a men's prison. I forgot the name. And Tata from Chappies got me to play, rest in peace, Bob Slade, with Bob Slade and the Kiss Lovers. That was cool too. We played with the guys. I know we used to go to Philly every now and then, but I remember one other men's team when we went to Philly, and we played. So yeah, every now and then in the beginning we did, but later on down the road, no. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember playing some basketball with WBLS,
Hmm.
and I think I did something with Kiss FM too. I'm trying to think if Munch was taking me to those type of games. I know Big John Hunter was taking me to those games.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But basketball,
Regina said you did travel
mm,
to North Carolina with St. John's League during the holidays.
okay.
Mhm.
Playing basketball was another issue also, because that's when Boomer, remember Big Boomer?
Big Boomer,
Boomer
yes.
worked at PAL right there at Wynn Center on Gates and Marcy. This was before they remodeled the Wynn Center and didn't put a gym in it, which was stupid. But they had
Mhm.
that little small gym in Wynn Center, and you can go around and go up the stairs and go around through the locker rooms and come down the back staircase. And Boomer and Verge used to have us working out during the off season of softball. We would play basketball to keep in shape. So Boomer always had like a bunch of girls on from his time from up there on Gates and Marcy that were kind of loyal to Boomer and basketball. And Verge
Mhm.
had us who were kind of loyal to Verge and softball. So every now and then we would get into little spats about who's the better coach, listen to Boomer, listen to Verge. And every time we played for in a tournament, we played in a PAL tournament, we would have to go and ride the F train to the last stop and play at Forster Laurie. They would have two, but at the time I didn't know Howard Houses was a Brownsville team. So they
Mhm.
had us from Bed-Stuy and Howard Houses. I didn't know was from Brooklyn at the time, but every time we played Howard Houses, it would be some controversy. And I was like, who are these girls from Howard Houses? Every time we play, we get into a fight with them, you know.
Mm.
So it was like one time, Angie and Tracy, best guards in the world. Tracy could have went to any school or college and played ball if she was into the books like that. Angie did go to college and play ball, but Tracy, phenomenal. I'm to Al, phenomenal. She would leave guys standing on the court in the dust, not knowing where to turn. She already around them, made the basket. Okay. One time Angie was bringing the ball up, and when we played, even though I was only like 5'5", I would always play power forward or center sometimes, right?
Mhm.
They would call me the enforcer. So Verge would say, Renee, get that girl right there and stay on her. So it was a big girl. She must have been about 5'8", 5'10", huge, right? And
Mhm.
when I ran down, Angie was bringing the ball up. When I ran down court, I heard Angie saying, "Nay, nay." So when I turned around to look,
the big girl was stepping all over Angie. Angie trying to dribble and keep the ball alive, and the big girl was trying to take the ball from Angie, but stepping all around her. And Angie was yelling, "Nay, nay!" When I saw that, I went livid. I went running down the court, running, right? I was getting ready to swing on her, and then all of a sudden, I'm up in the air, right? So when I look around, Boomer had already picked me up and was holding me above his head, right? So I'm like, Boomer, put me down, put me down. So both teams are kind of scrapping at each other, and the refs are trying to get them apart and sit them on the bench and stuff like that. And Boomer slams me down on the table and sits on me, right? So I said, Boomer, let me up. I couldn't get up, right? So he said, nope. Verge said, when we get into a fight, grab you and sit you there. Right?
Wow.
I said, that's okay. Because when we get in the locker room, y'all can't come in there. And sure enough, when we get in the locker room, if we lost the basketball game, we wasn't losing the fight in the locker room. So that's how it went down. And then after all of that, we found out that we were two Brooklyn teams. I found out Howard Houses was in Brownsville. I was like, why they got us traveling from Brooklyn all the way? Because we had to go to the last stop on the F train, 179th Street, and then take the Q5A bus to Foster Laurie. I'm like, well, damn. We left like for a 12 o'clock game. We was leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning. But we had fun.
So y'all did softball and basketball?
We did softball, and in 1981, we were PAL champs. Wow. But I was a ringer. A couple of other people were ringers. No, I think we just maybe one or two. Because I tell you, I started playing ball late. And this was 16 and under. I think I was 19. No, 1981, I was 22. And playing in the 16 and under. And it was so funny. We was playing.
Wait. I'm not gonna let that slide. Hold on. I'm not gonna let that slide. You didn't just say you was 22 playing in the 16 and under. You didn't just say
I did, but I wasn't the only one. They had ringers too. Okay? They had college players. They had college players playing on their team who were playing in college. Because at the time it wasn't too many females playing ball. So they just let us play, and then except for one time when we went to play, like I said, their team had ringers, we had ringers, and we went to face off and get started for the jump up. And all of a sudden this lady says, time, stop the play. We have an illegal player. On that team. They were pointing at our team, right? So everybody's looking around. Oh, shoot, because I'm illegal. Somebody else on the court was illegal. So we all looking around.
Don't tell the whole story. Elvis said, don't tell the whole story.
Looking around. Like, what they going to do? Take it back now?
Right.
So, and then all of a sudden, the lady points to Angie. She says, you are illegal. Angie was the only legal person.
She picked out the wrong one, huh?
So Angie was livid. She said, me. So she went to the table and they had her birth certificate there on the table. She said, right here. The lady says, right here. So Angie said, you're looking at the time. That's the time I was born, not the year. So the lady, she felt so little and small and embarrassed. She didn't challenge anybody else. So we got the win that year.
What PAL did y'all represent? Like what
Win Center on Gates and Marcy.
Gates and Marcy.
Right. Because when I lived on, and all of them.
Because when I lived on Gates Avenue, that wasn't even open.
What? The Win Center?
Gates and Marcy.
It was closed for repairs?
I lived on Gates and Troop. And by the time it came down, it wasn't open.
Because they closed it for repairs, right?
Yeah.
And then they didn't put a gym back in there, which was stupid. And I worked there. I never went in there. I always went to the YMCA one
over there on Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Always
I
went to
worked
that.
at the Wynn Center for after school. I had the girls, the 10 to 12 girls. I was their teacher, the 10 to 12 girls. And then I had, we worked the summer. We did the summer program. And we used to do like the whole Halloween thing. I worked there for a couple of years. Like maybe because we started at 44. They had the PAL thing at 44 for the while Wynn Center was closed, I think. And then when they opened back up,
I worked at 44 with what was the guy's name? Mr. Jackson? Tony Jackson.
I don't remember his name.
Jackson. We did a summer youth there too.
Oh, I worked there with Miss Matthews. She was the one who brought me. Angie was the one, and Wanda Bowie. I don't know if you know Wanda Bowie was with PAL at the time. She was our coordinator, and because I did the PAL night center at my school, 309. I used to do for the 16. What was it? The guys 19 and over. No, 16 and 19, but we let more come in. For the night center on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I think we used to have it. A lot of guys did the basketball, and we had the games for the kids and stuff like that too.
Let me ask you, now that you guys are doing all the softball, basketball, did you feel any type of pressure from the guys that you had to step up and be above them sometimes to compete on their level? Or did you guys just play your game? Because, sometimes people, especially female, they feel like you guys got to go above and beyond just to be recognized. Was it any time you guys felt like that? Or did you feel like that per se?
I never felt like that. When we were playing the other women, because some of them women were good. When we started out, Joan from the Comets could hit a ball better than any man. Joan used to smash that ball out of BRC all the time. And if she didn't smash it out BRC, she hit a line drive so hard, it would almost knock you down. I didn't feel that way playing with the women. I always had nice camaraderie and competitiveness against them. Only way I felt that way where I joined Lethal Weapon, and I give big ups to my cousin Maina for letting me play on the team, even though I know he must have got a lot of flack out in St. John's and stuff like that, was I was going through a midlife crisis at 40. Men go through it, women go through it too. I just had to prove to myself that I could play with the guys. I didn't, I played with women before. I wanted to play with the guys. I knew I wasn't going to play much longer. It was something I had to prove to myself. And when I did, make the team, and because I sold raffle tickets and tickets just like everybody else, I came to practice just like everybody else. I put up my money just like everybody else. Now, some of the guys were a little peeved when Maynard put me in the game. I think Pop got hurt in a game out in St. John's, and we were playing near the dirt field. I think he got hurt stretching for a ball because, he stretched his butt off all the time. And I think he hurt himself. And it was me and another first baseman. I'm not going to say who it was. But Maynard told me, Renee, get your glove. And he was going to put me in the game. So I ran to get my glove, and the guy got upset. You going to put her in before you put me in, blah, blah, blah. I quit. So he quit. And he took a couple of guys with him. A couple of other guys quit. But I wound up playing a good first base. Got a hit in the game to bring in 2 runs. I mean, it wasn't a line drive hit that I wanted. It was a pop-up hit. It was a pop-up hit, but it fell in the gap because the guys are taller. So the arc comes, it felt like forever. And the park is looking, the park is crowded. Everybody looking, you hear people talking, She gonna get a hit. He put her in the game. She ain't supposed to be playing with the guys and blah blah this. And then my Brooklyn Rose and my sister people, come on now, get a hit, you know, blah blah blah. So it's a lot of pressure. But I did get a hit. I made it the third. Like I said, I brought in 2 runs and we won the game. I didn't get into another game, but that was okay. And like I said, I know Maynard got a lot of flack over that, and he lost some players over that. But I always admired him for doing that. And Jacob, my nephew, he would, when we was at practice or whatever, Al, I kid you not, Jacob would try to knock me down at first base when he threw the ball to me. So it wasn't that I got there just because I was their cousin or their aunt or whatever. I made the team, you know, and the guys, what I can say about the guys, they play faster and they play harder. So when you go to first base, you play in your position, you have to hurry up and get to first base. With women, you got a little bit more time, you know, but I know when that ball went to shortstop and Jacob picked that ball up, he was going to fire that shit to first base. Okay. Yeah. And you Jacob better be there to be ready. Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the things. But like I said, I played with Lethal Weapon for 2 years. And, you know, it was something I just had to prove to myself, you know, and I got that out my system. And I said, I did that. Now I can move on. And it wasn't no big thing about trying to be a guy or, you know, I wanted to do this to outshine the guys, or it wasn't even none about. It was about me. It was about something I had to prove to myself, you know. And I did it, and I was happy, and I was glad my cousin let me do that.
But that, I mean, you know, going into a step further of that, you know, do you feel like the women wasn't accepted by the men, like playing softball?
Some of them, yeah, because you hear comments. Even when we played and we practiced and we hung out at the Outlaw Club, right there on Jefferson and Howard and Broadway, you would hear different comments about women aren't as good, or they can't do this for me, or I wouldn't let my wife do this, or you know, you hear those negative comments and stereotypes and stuff like that, but you keep it moving, you know, because either they don't pertain to me, you know, and you don't know me. If you're that small-minded, then I don't have time for you, you know, so we keep it moving.
But, you know, at some moment, you know, you had to feel that put an extra chip on your shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Like knowing that they're chirping over here, and you can, like, man, I can do just the same thing you're doing. I might not have the power like you, but I can do exactly what you're doing. So, I mean, I just felt like that would have given you a chip. I remember, you know, like I said, growing up in the St. John's, Kingston Park, and watching you guys play, and I'm like, yo, I can't believe some of these girls play just as good as the guys, like making the plays, backhand, sliding head first. I'm talking about diving for balls in the outfield. You know, and strong arms, not the lollipop throws, you know, you're playing the game the right way, you know, and I'm just like, wow, I just can't believe that, you know, guys really felt that way. I thought it was support, you know, thing, but.
A lot of times guys show you one face when they're around you, but when they're around their friends and the other guys, they show another face, you know, they're not true. And like I said, you learn to weed out those type of guys. Like I would stand on the sidelines, or I love to stand on the sidelines with my god brother Steve, rest in peace. We used to stand on the sidelines when he was with the Zodiacs and coming up. And Steve and I would just talk softball. Steve would say, if this team, this is a bad hitting team, but if they had 3 more good hitters, they could probably make the playoffs. And then we would run through scenarios of what 3 hitters they could probably get to make them a better team. I would stand out there with Joe Miller, Mr. Midge, Irv Brown, and we would just talk softball. different scenarios, who's coming up, and then you would learn the players, where they play. When DJ was playing third base, DJ will always ask me and my god sister Bita, yo, Renee, Bita, where this guy hit? So some of the guys would take advantage of us knowing certain softball info, because we out there, we looking, we come out there every Sunday. We know some of the batters. We know where they hit, and some of them would take advantage. Smooth would take advantage and ask us, where this guy hitting today? Is he hitting? Is he doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if they would take the info or how they would use it, or whatever, but they would ask us, and that made us feel good, and stuff. And then we would laugh and talk, and blah, blah, blah. But it was all about the game, the softball game. And women coming up today, that's why it died down for women, because they're not true to the game like how we were.
Right.
We would practice on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Verge started us out practice. Practice was at 6:30. You had to make 2 practices within the week to play on the games on the weekend. If you didn't make the 2 practices, you didn't play. You knew that. So I got off work in Manhattan at 6 o'clock. I would run to 57th Street or 59th Street station to catch that A train to get me to Utica Avenue by 6:20. And at Utica Avenue to 309, I'm hoofing it. So I could be to practice by 6:30. And that's what we did. And we were dedicated. And we wanted to practice. We wanted to play, and the camaraderie we had as sisters coming up to this day. I can call one of my sisters, Dina, Mimi, Bita, Angie, Helen. Helen will always say, I got 5 kids.
I'm coming late. I'm coming late. Don't even try that with me.
I got 5 kids. But, we're all dedicated. We all have careers now. We're all doing, knock on wood, we're doing okay. So I mean, something must have worked, something clicked, yes. Something must have worked. And what can I say? We're here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my sisters.
Yeah, y'all played a very important part to the game. Every time the guys were out there, you guys were out there too. From what I saw, that I remember. When you guys had games on certain nights, the guys would just show up to the games because we knew you guys we wanted to show y'all that same support. So I can imagine what it was like before my time. Guys not even coming out, not showing no support, and you guys, the family, kids, and being at home and still playing softball at a high level.
We would make sure on Sunday we would cook dinner Saturday night or Sunday morning early. So dinner was done before we walked out the house on Sunday. Right. So dinner was already cooked. 11 o'clock, if I'm in the park at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, my dinner is done. So when I come home, wash up, bath for my son, feed him his dinner, he out. He out for the night. So I don't have to worry. Make sure his homework and everything was already done Friday night when we came home from school. So I ain't got to worry about homework. We ain't got to worry about nothing else, So, but having a good time over the weekend. And then when I moved out to Queens, that was a battle because I didn't have a car. In Brooklyn, you don't really need a car. When I moved out to Queens, it was so funny. I had a book bag and a bat bag. My son had a book bag and a bat bag. I live in a 2-fare zone. So you had to take the $1 cab to the train station. And I would put Junior on my knee with his book bag and bat bag, my book bag and bat bag, and pay $1.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then we catch the train.
Man.
Until I got a car.
Oh, so you got a car. Yeah, I know there's some other questions out of here. I think said you had a red cooler.
Oh, everybody talk about that cooler, but some people start contributing to that cooler. We come out to the park, and we got a little cooler, and we put a couple of beers in there, and that's at the time we could go right across the street. I forgot what the name. It wasn't Essence. I forgot from St. John's what the original name of the club was when I first came out there. That's when Cowboys and Zodiacs and stuff was playing. But anyway, the club would let us use the bathroom. It was no problem because they know after the games, we come into the club and we're going to buy beers or drinks or whatever. So it wasn't no problem for us using the bathroom, using the bathroom because we're going to hang out in the club later. And every time you go to the bathroom, you have to pass the old men's section. Right? So the old men's section or the old players section, they had them benches in the back of left field on the what is that, Stuyvesant? Yeah, on the Stuyvesant side, right? They had all those benches over there.
Somebody said it was called Spirit Lounge.
Yeah, Spirit Lounge. And then you would have to pass all the old men going to the bathroom. So they benches over. How's your day? How you doing? How you doing? You say your hellos, or you would tell them, look, I say my hellos when I get back. I gotta go pee right now, or I gotta use the bathroom real bad right now. I say, but it was always love. Yeah, Spirit Lounge. It was love. It was like a family atmosphere. It was always love. So they would sit us with the cooler and they would say, your cooler dry? So we were like, nah, we all right. Or when they go out, they would drop a beer or two inside our cooler to keep it fresh, whatever. See y'all running dry. All the old men go into the bathroom. So they, how I'm you doing? How you doing? Say, we don't never see y'all get up and go to the store for beers. But y'all always drinking beer out of that cooler.
They didn't know how to get them filled up, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Tell them. But like I said, it was love. And even when my son was, born and he started coming to the park, he was a park baby, and they know not to come between the yellow lines, but they also know other rules, because when you come to the park, it's a whole bunch of the park used to be packed. And, sometimes when June would come to me, he'd have dollars or whatever, but he knew who he could accept money from. He knew who was family. He knew, or somebody would say, Renee, can I give him $1? Or, can he go get a Frank, from the old Dirty Water Frank thing, Frank guy that was there.
Franks.
Exactly. But I mean, it was love. It was love,
So what's going on now with women in softball? That is the question. What is going on?
Clue. I have no clue. Like I said, I used to do clinics for softball then when me and Blinky and Bubby Brown was in restoration. We would do clinics. I did clinics for girls in softball when I was working at PS 309. I ran a little basketball thing for them. But they don't have the dedication and the drive to want to play. They don't want to put in the work that we put in, the practice, the effort. It's not there. It's just not there.
Well, I see that in some of the younger guys that I watch play. The work ethic is not the same, and they just show up to the park 5 minutes before a game now, and they think they can just go turn it on and turn it off, and because they get 3 hits, they feel like they're all-stars now. And the bottom line is, it takes a lot, to even get to that level. It's levels to the game, as everybody says. It's levels to it. And when you're respected because of the certain level that you are when people are talking about you.
Exactly.
So that's softball is definitely different now. It's not the same. What can we do to change that? Because, like I said, I'm putting on this event and, maybe we can do something about that and see if we can get some more women involved with it or young ladies involved to play softball. And it don't have to happen then, but, something that we can plan down the line and do a clinic or something for the ladies, and men,
But, I think the whole attitude of women, first of all, we would have to start basic, how to hold the softball. They never, well, a lot of them, I'm not going to say they never, a lot of them never played or picked up a ball. They don't play games like we used to play. Skelly, Flaza, Red Rover, Johnny on the Pony, any type of block games and stuff. They don't go out and play. They don't. When I taught phys ed, I taught basic games that we did on the block, and the children were like, "Ooh, we never did." They had no clue, no clue. Even steal the bacon. I mean, basic games like steal the bacon.
That's a simple game.
Exactly. And I made steal the bacon basketball. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm sure if they were exposed to it at a younger age, and that's a whole big issue also within itself, because how women are viewed, it's much, much, much better now. When I was coming up, women, if you did stuff like that, you were a tomboy or a butch, or you were this or you were that. I just wanted to play. I like sports. I just wanted to play. Why put a label on me? Thank goodness my mother was like, I had G.I. Joe men and ballerina dolls. I mean, I had tracks, race cars, and I had thumbelinas, so I did both. And like I said, I had 2 boy cousins, and I had to check their pockets when they were leaving my room, for my toys being in their pockets. But like I said, it's all from the exposure. And a lot of the females, they don't get that now. Everything is video or sex or I don't know. It's just much different.
Do you think women in softball was needed? Or do you think it should be needed? If
Yes.
I'm asking properly, why do I think that?
I think it's needed, first of all, for your spirit, your persona, the way you perceive yourself, the fortitude that it gives you, the camaraderie. That's why guys do it. That camaraderie, that determination, the skills that it gives you for not just that sport, but in life in general. You need those, and it makes you a better person, more well-rounded, more confident. You're not shy. You're assertive, but not in a cocky way. And in life you need that. When you get knocked down, you need to have the fortitude to get up, or to ask for help from your sisters or someplace, and to move on. And to forge ahead. And sports gives that to you.
Right. Now I know you have some good stories to tell me. Give me a good story that people don't know. Because you don't told me a couple. I know you got a couple. I know you got a real good one in the tank. Now I don't want to get nobody in no trouble or nothing. But I just want
I have a story that's funny.
Okay.
I think we went to Newburgh, and we were the sisters in Newburgh. We were playing as the sisters. Deidre was with us. You remember? Deidre, right?
I do.
So Deidre was with us, and we all got our rooms, and we hanging out for a little bit. I think this was 81. I think the Mets and the Yankees were playing for the championship, because we was listening to the game. All of a sudden, Nina, one of my other teammates, she plays the outfield, and she was a police officer. Nina comes and she says, "Nay, Deidre's on my bed and she won't leave." Right? So I said, "Well, tell her to get up and get out." So she says, "But Nay, you one of the captains. Can you go tell her to get up out my bed?" And I'm looking at Nina, you a police officer.
You got all the weapons in the world to get up out of bed.
Get in there and tell Deidre to get the hell up out of your bed so you can go lay there. So I had to go in there, and Nina would not do it. I went in there. I was like, "Deidre, get your ass up. You want somebody's bed? Get out. Go to your own room." So she was, "Okay, now, okay." I tease Nina to this day about that.
That's funny.
Mm.
Who's Pam?
Oh, Pam. We used to call her little shit. She had stepped in some shit one time. We call her little shit, right? She's God rest her soul. She's rest in peace. She's not here with us anymore. Played a hell of a second base. She worked in corrections too. Great person. But when we went, story. We were in Long Island City playing in the park against one of our rival teams, a white team, family. Us and family all the time at the end for the championship. Us and family all the time. When we go play family, we don't take the kids. The kids stay home. But that day did we have the kids that day? No, I don't think we had the kids. The kids stay home when we play family because something might jump off. So kids stay home. We find babysitters or something for the kids. We were playing family, and little Pam, one of the guys from family, one of their spectators or whatever, mooned one of our teammates, Dolores. We call her Big Mama. Mooned Dolores. Took his pants down, mooned her, right? Somebody from one of our spectators went over and took care of that, right? Fight started breaking out here and there. Pam and this white girl started fighting. The white girl went over to the tree like this. Pam stayed on this side of the tree. And when the white girl came back on that side of the tree, Pam said, "Pow!"
Oh.
Caught her good. Al caught her good. She laid out, pow, right? We had a couple of skirmishes. We had to leave, okay? When the game was scheduled again, the detectives was around because the guy that got mooned was hurt. Detectives came around. So when we played again, they only let us and family inside the fence and locked us in the park. The detectives stayed on the outside of the park, not letting any spectators or anybody else around the park. And we wound up beating family that game. And that was the end of that. But that was wild. But Pam took care of her business. Al?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. No, my internet acting up too a little bit now all of a sudden. Hopefully. Let me see. Oh, we should be good. All right, we good. We good.
Okay.
So, this is the part of the show where I say you got to give me your best 10. And we're going to go position by position. You knew this was coming. You knew this was coming. Okay. Bottom of the 7th. You up by 1 run. Who you got at first base?
At first base,
don't be looking off no cheat sheet either. Don't be looking off no cheat sheet.
You won't know.
I know, right?
I can put a couple of people at first. Although I like to play first, I would put Judy or Mimi at first. Even though we usually put Judy at short center because she was tall and she blocked up the middle and could catch a whole bunch of, high balls. I would put Mimi at first.
Who you got at second?
Pam.
Okay. You got up the middle.
Judy.
Okay. Who you got at short?
Angie.
Hazy.
No question.
Who do you have at third base?
If it's not me, it's Tanya.
Okay. Who catching?
We used to have somebody called Bobby Whitehead. Crazy. She's I think she worked at school safety now. She would do the do.
Who's pitching?
Bita.
Peter? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or
Who
we used to have, I don't know if anybody remember Audrey, but Audrey was a good pitcher as long as she didn't try to get the ball. We would say, Audrey, lift your leg, move over. Don't you try to catch the ball. Let the ball go through and we good.
Right. Okay. Okay. Who you got in left field?
Tracy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. Who you got in center?
Brenda.
Okay. Who you got in right field?
Helen, if she's not with her 5 kids, Vinya or Nina.
All right. We'll switch it up on you now.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to give me a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got leading off? We got 10 batters.
Rose? Or are we gonna do just
No, you can do whatever. It's you. You can pick whoever you want. This is your lineup from 1 to 10. You pick whoever you want. Rose, sister, you can combine the teams. You can do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's all on you.
I'm gonna do Rose.
Okay, before we do that, they said Chili Mo said ask her about Althea Smith.
I see Althea.
Mm-hmm.
Fee. Oh my God. Fee was a big girl too. On our side, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Could hit. Oh my God, could hit. But just don't give her anything else. She gotta come to the game, be correct. Her mind gotta be in the game. You can't let her think about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Her mind gotta be totally in the game. Her mind is in the game, we good. But she was good too. She lived right across the street from 309 at the time. She's not there anymore, but she was a good player. Mm-hmm. My dear. She used to call herself my dear. Mm-hmm.
Who you got leading off for you?
I'm gonna do Brooklyn Rose for this one.
Okay, we can do Brooklyn. Okay.
Mm-hmm. BB.
Who you got batting second?
Gina.
Third.
Mimi.
Fourth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know that spot's important right there.
Yeah. Tanya.
Fifth.
Me.
Sixth.
Angie.
Seventh.
Judy.
Eighth.
You
was on the roll. You don't slow down now. You was on the roll.
I'm trying to remember the girls now. Alma.
Ninth.
Maybe Sharon.
10.
Jennifer. She pitching. Mm-hmm.
All right. Delroy, if you got all-stars on the Angels, they're welcome to come on the platform. Let's talk to one of them all-stars. You want to do sisters now or players? Which one are you doing?
Huh?
You want to do another team?
No, I'm gonna leave it. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
I just want to promote some of my extra hustles from my peoples. First,
you ain't singing on the train.
No, me.
Okay.
This is my children's fiction book. It's called Because I'm a Pit Bull. It's online for $10. Talks about the negative stereotypes that people have against pit bulls and not to judge a book by its cover. It's a good lesson for children to learn. My god sister Bita is selling Avon. So if y'all want to buy Avon, it's good. Hook her up. Huh?
So,
Angie.
All the stuff that you talk in the comments as well.
Okay. Angie does a basketball class for rules for officials for high school girls. If you want to learn in November, she teaches that class. So that's good. You can make some money. They pick up They get good money. When Angie and I were umpiring for the public school, high school girls games, at that time in the 90s, we were making $65 a game. So I'm sure it's much more now for officiating, for PSAL now. Regina does doTERRA oils and essentials, and she has a blue rub for arthritis and other ailments that you may have. So I'll put that in there. And last but not least, Pete does decorating cakes and some type of catering that he has. And last but not least, I don't know if you can still find it, but my cousin Judy, like I said, she was the singer. She still has CDs and stuff out. If you can find Sam, or if you're man enough, she still has CDs and stuff out. If you can find them, and you can hear how great her voice was. One more story before we leave.
No, go ahead. Take your time. Take your time.
We were coming from some tournament in Jersey. I forgot who it was. It was me, Bita, Judy, and I forgot who was driving. But we all had to use the bathroom, and it was pouring down raining. So we decided to stop at this bar in Jersey. When we get inside the bar, it was like Eddie Murphy walking into that honky tonk club bar. That movie,
48 Hours.
Right, exactly. It was just like that. About all white guys, a couple of white women, and they looked at us. We asked if we could use the bathroom, and they said sure. They were cool. When we came out, we decided to buy a beer. Whatever. Judy went to the jukebox. She put her money in. She started singing a song. I think she was singing Clean Up Woman or whatever it was. Guys started, lingering up and stuff. We started chug-a-lugging them guys for money.
Oh, my God.
We was doing Boilermakers, right? We started chug-a-lugging them, and we had them under the table. Oh, my God. We was chug-a-lugging. And when we walked out of there, we had more money in our pocket. The designated driver did not drink, so we were cool. And Judy got some more fans for her singing. And we got some, like I said, money in our pocket for chug-a-lugging. And we left out happy.
Yeah, I remember Judy, Madge. I remember Judy. Listen, I just want to say thank you, Renee, for giving me an opportunity to interview you and to know some history about women in softball and the things that you have done and accomplished in this game. And I want you to know that you are appreciated and you deserve your flowers. Women in softball deserve their flowers, but more importantly, you deserve your flowers to your contribution to the game. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. And anything you want to cover, my platform is your platform. You're more than welcome to come on any time, and we can definitely do it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It was fun.
Everybody, do anybody have any questions? Or do anybody want to audition singing for the next Train episode?
You like that one, huh?
That was a good one. I don't care what nobody said. That is a perfect hustle.
Oh, another thing, when we used to go out in Red Hook, a sidebar, people might not like it, but it was no place for women to go to the bathroom. When you're a woman, you have to think of things like that. There's nowhere for us to change, so we had to learn how to change our clothes, putting shirts over shirts to not expose yourself. When we had to use the bathroom, we made sure we had toilet tissue and other things that we needed. But remember those old CTI big trailers back in Red Hook in the far side of the field? That was our bathroom. Okay, we have a lookout. And we used the CTI. We would say, "Come tinkle inside." That's where we going.
Y'all had to go up against a lot, man. It wasn't easy for the guys. We could just change right there.
Exactly. We became good at it. We learned how to change our shirts right there. Put a shirt over a shirt, take the other shirt out inside, and bam. We adapted. You have to, and we made it work.
That was dope. That's dope. Well, listen, I appreciate it. hopefully we can get a few. Well, I just got the message that Regina wants to do an interview now on Thursday.
She's waiting for me, right?
Yeah, you see that? And she wants to do it with Miss Jones. I want to pronounce your first name, Miss Desnick.
That's BB.
Okay, so we're gonna do the double up. I'm gonna have both of them on at the same time.
Oh.
So we're gonna do Thursday at 7 p.m. We're gonna have BB and we're gonna have Regina. So y'all definitely got to tune in for that one because I know it's gonna be some war talking about. So that's what Mimi. She says she wants to do the reunion game.
Oh,
We're gonna look. We're doing a A60 event in July, so we'll definitely put the women's game available in July. Once we, me and Renee, we'll probably work it out and figure out how we want to do it. Regina get involved, so we'll definitely work it out to where we make sure you ladies are well taken care of for that day. Maybe we can do the guys versus the girls game. We can get it settled.
Or we can have a co-ed game, like I said.
Yeah, there you go, pumping the co-ed game. We can do that too. It don't matter to me. We'll do it as long as we out there having fellowship and giving everybody flowers, and definitely want to see everybody in good health and good spirits with this COVID and everything that's going on.
Yeah.
We definitely want to make
safe.
sure.
Definitely.
We definitely want
to
remember the
people. Yeah, you going out.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, Ms. Washington, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you for wanting to do this. I'm glad I've got one of the family members to actually do a full interview without no cat in the bag, no static, anything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go feed my dog now.
Okay. But I really appreciate you. You had a lot of people in the building supporting you tonight, guys and women that were in here supporting.
I hope you got some new subscribers for your YouTube. That was one of my main purposes too.
Yes, I would like for everybody that's on here to go and subscribe to Chopping Up with A60 on YouTube. Please share the interview on Facebook. I would appreciate that. All right. Ms. Washington, thank you. Have a good evening.
You're welcome. You too, Al. See you later.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Everybody. All right. That was a really good interview. I've learned some things. I learned a few things about the women in the game of softball. A lot of times they came out to the park and we, some guys didn't appreciate what they were doing. Well, I'm one of those guys that definitely appreciated them. And I'm glad that, Renee was able to come out here and give her side of the story, tell some stories. I think the funny story is the singing on the train is amazing. I don't care what nobody says. That is awesome to me. So we got some things coming on A60. Like I said, we're still going to do the A60 Presents game in July. I'm locking down that date. I'll put out a full schedule and let everybody know what we're doing and exactly how it's going to go, because we might add some stuff. I know we definitely want to do a meet and greet that Friday. And then we want to go from there. And then we definitely going to, ask for donations once it's time to do so. So again, thank you to everybody that tuned in. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with YouTube. Please share this Facebook video to everyone. Leave comments in the box. Definitely let you know. Definitely. Let me know if you have any comments. If you're trying, Renee, make sure you put all that information in the comment about all the books, everything that you were promoting with the Avon, everything. We want to put that out there so people know where they can get stuff. And we definitely want to support any way we possibly can to everybody. So, everyone, A60 is out. Have a good night. Peace and love.